It's pretty cool, man. You do pretty good with what you do.
Yeah, yeah. I just, I got to stay busy because, I don't want to dwell on the court case because, you get all the negative thoughts in and stuff, and well, what if this happened?
You
What
don't want to go there, Vaughn. You don't want
I
to get
don't
to the
want to,
main.
yeah, I don't want to think negatively at all. I want to keep positive. I want to, so I'm getting myself distracted by working on my shit here, and that's what
That's
I'm
probably
doing.
a good idea.
It is a very good idea, and that way I'm focused like a laser beam on doing my shit, and good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That little red sign up there says we are live, we are live, we are live. And it is so. You got my buddy down here, James Arnold Frost. Oh, he's a door gunner in Vietnam. No, he's CIA posing as a door gunner in Vietnam. Oh, well, Von Helton only served 9.5 months in the Army as an armor crewman. No, actually, I did military intelligence. The armor crewman was a cover. Now, good old James Arnold Frost has been destroying me all this time, unbeknownst to the trolls even. I could take you back all the way back before I was even a legal adult, where good old James Arnold Frost down the road here was telling mom, yeah, sell the family business out from underneath your son. Renege on paying off the student loans for your son that you promised to do, and various and sundry other things. So good old James Arnold Frost has a nice long history of destroying me and mine. And so when the trolls reached out to him, he was more than happy to come down here and finish the job. And that's exactly what they did. James Arnold Frost, Larry Frost, Ronald Raymond Frost came down here, and they played it cool for a while until they saw their opportunity, and then they struck. And they decided, hey, we'll renovate Alice's home. And in the process of renovating her, we'll throw her in a nursing home, pump her full of fucking drugs so that she's out of her mind, and then steal her fucking blind, rob her blind, take everything she has, which is exactly what they did. And so mom gets on the phone, calls James on the phone, says, hey, give me back my lawn equipment, my money, my jewelry, and everything you took from me. And James says no and hangs up the phone. He was on speakerphone. Everybody in the house heard him say it. And the house was packed with people. Everybody in the house heard him say that shit. So he can't deny it. So the trolls, working in collusion with the Frosts, have done a really good number on me. They've destroyed my family, killed my father, killed my mother, drove my wife insane, got my kids taken away and adopted out summarily. So they've done a really good job on me. Stole all my inheritance, even got Clay County to take my damn stimulus checks away from me for child support. And them owing me $67,000 in back child support, but I got to pay them instead. It's just like this last court case in district court. I won my court case in district court, but I had to pay their fucking attorney. What the fuck? No, that isn't how it works. I was supposed to get damages, penalties, and court costs. I wasn't supposed to pay his fucking ass, Stivers. I wasn't supposed to pay Stivers a dime. He lost his fucking court case. But see, that's how they do. They manipulate these courts down here. They manipulate everything down here. And unfortunately they get away with it, sadly. But we're going to make things right because we're going to go into circuit court, not civil court now. Okay, civil court only goes up to $50,000. We're not going to civil court. We're going to circuit court, which is more akin to a state level court. It's not quite, but it's close. It's still a county court, but it's almost to the point of a state level court. Why? Because we're dealing with millions of dollars. See, the Frost absconded with $32 million of my inheritance money, and I want it back. I also want my kids back since they were illegally seized. And so we're going to make things right. And then when I'm done throwing the Frosts in prison or getting them executed, whichever works, because they all deserve the death penalty. My mom is dead. My father is dead. My wife might as well be dead. And my kids were almost dead several times. And I almost died several times. So, yeah, they need the death penalty. Now, I don't even know if the death penalty still exists because I haven't heard shit about it. But if it does still exist, then obviously it needs to be done. It needs to be dealt with. But in any event, life in prison, okay, fine. I'll deal with that. I'll settle for that. But the point is that when I'm done with the local, I told the YouTube trolls this many times. I said, when I'm done with the frost, I'm coming after you. And now it's finally starting to sink into these trolls' minds. You ought to have seen all the bevy of emails I got. They're in panic mode. They're in full panic mode because they know now, it's finally dawned on them now, yeah, you really are going to jail. You really are going to go to hell cell. You really are going to get sued out of your fucking gourd. So yeah, we're going to make this shit right. Now you say, Vaughn, you spent your last $200. What if you don't win in court? Well, if I don't win in court, then the gods intervene. You want to know why? Because they already told me. They said if I don't win, and if my kids are harmed in any way, the rivers will run red with blood. Now that's their words, not mine. That's their words. The Frosts finally see see a way to make their move. They all have them a little powwow on the bridge there at Lake Alice. And they decide how they're going to divvy up my property, how they're going to divvy up the cash, and what they're going to do. I watched them have their little meeting up there. I watched it. Didn't say anything because I don't do that. I just watch. I observe. So they did exactly that. They come in here, stole all the legal documents out of the house. We're renovating your house, Aunt Alice. Sure they were. No, they were here to steal. They were here to take everything. So they took all the legal documents out of the house, took $5 million out of that closet right there. That closet right fucking there. They took her expensive Victorian jewelry out of that jewelry box back there. These lock boxes under this bed here, they broke them all open and took the World War II war bonds out of them. And then they carted off with all those legal documents, insurance policies, certificates of deposit, all kinds of shit. Took all the legal documents. Even took the title deed to my truck. Now, mind you, this was after my father had died. My father died back in 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. And James Arnold Frost, bless his heart, comes down and tells Mom, yeah, sell all of his daddy's stuff so that he don't get nothing. Which Mom did. Mom sold everything of Dad's. And I'm like, Mom, James Arnold Frost didn't take real estate law in school. That was what I did. Why are you listening to this man? Oh, he told me to do it. Now, it still didn't impact me just how much control he had over her. But, we'll save that for later. But yeah, he got her to sell everything of my dad's, but some guns. There was some guns, pistols primarily, that my daddy had given me. And then there was a rifle, a 22 long rifle with a white diamond on the side, and was clip fed that my daddy had given to me. He made damn sure he got that one. He went down, told Alice personally, my mother personally, said, give me that gun. And she gave it to him. What you don't know, though, is that when they first come down here, he went down there and manipulated her mind and got her to kick me off my own property. Mom had given me this Esther property down here, 1015 Crane Creek Road. That was my property. I was living on it. It was mine. Mom literally gave it to me. And he come down here, brainwashed her into kicking me off my own property and giving it to him. Well, you know what, folks? That's not legal. Ask any real estate agent. That's not fucking legal. So no matter how this ends out, I'm getting that property back because it was taken by illicit means. Which means the Frosts are going to have to feet their fucking ass back to Ohio now, aren't they? Unless they bought more property with my money, But they're going to be denied that too, because the judge is going to take everything they own and give it to me as collateral. But anyway, the point is, they did everything in their power. I had to file a lost title just to put tags on my truck because they refused to give the title to my truck back. That's a fact. That's a fact. And James Arnold Frost is on welfare. Larry Frost is on welfare. Ronnie Ray Frost is on welfare. Jeff Frost is on welfare. Junior Frost is on welfare. Where are they getting all this money for cars, four-wheelers, double wides, single wides, renovating all this property and shit? Where are they getting all that money from? Oh, they're getting it from me, my inheritance. See, they didn't take the inheritance and put it in the estate account like they were told to do by the courts. They took it and put it in out-of-state banks. Federal banks, according to Larry. Larry said it was a federal bank. Now, I don't know what the difference is, because I thought all banks were federally insured, but whatever. Anyway, the point is, it's out-of-state banks. Obviously, you can't keep World War II war bonds because they're going to be hot as a fucking hot tamale. People's going to be like, hey, where'd you get them World War II war bonds at, Mr. Frost? They're going to be asking too many questions. So, yeah, they had to keep them out of state. Ronnie Ray's like, he's just a tail gunner or a door gunner on a helicopter in Vietnam. Yeah, sure he is. You don't learn how to fuck with somebody's head being a tail gunner or a door gunner in Vietnam. No, Ronnie. Just like you think I'm an armor crewman. Meanwhile, I'm having strategy and tactics sessions with majors and generals and company commanders. And they say, Bon, these people have destroyed your entire fucking life. And yet you sit there calm as a cucumber. How? I'd be pulling my hair out. I would be wanting to commit suicide. I would be ready to kill these fuckers. Well, the thought had crossed my mind. I could have went the total Punisher route. I could have. But then I got lymphedema in my feet and legs. And so obviously with my legs and feet being wiped out, I can't do the Punisher route no more. So I use my knowledge, my 190 IQ, and I go down to the library and I start pulling books off the shelves, hundreds of them. And I start studying and studying and studying and studying. And now I am probably one of the most powerful sorcerers in the United States. I did that for a reason. Because obviously with bum feet and legs, I can't physically go out and do shit. So I have to learn how to do things with magic, with spirituality, and the supernatural. And obviously being a good guy, which I am, I'm going to use whatever talents I have for good. I'm going to try to stop evil wherever I find it. Well, there is no greater evil than destroying a man's family, now is there? So we're going to deal with that first. Now, obviously, had I had my druthers, I would just pop all their heads like a fucking zit, and that would be the end of the shit right then and there. And the gods are like, no, you are extremely dangerous. So what we're going to do is we're going to bind you up and throw you at the weather situation and let you deal with the weather situation, and we will handle your personal affairs. And I'm like, okay. And so that's exactly what we've been doing. So when you're fighting someone, you're not fighting me. You're literally fighting the gods of creation themselves, and possibly my encounter-suited friends as well. But you're not fighting me. I'm doing weather. So now we go to court. And, I know people are, well, what if you lose? Well, if I lose, then I lose. If I lose, then I lose. But I ain't going to lose. Like I said, when you're at rock bottom, the only way to go is up. And I'm at rock bottom. So the only way I got to go is up. But I've got my encounter-suited friends. I've got the gods of creation. I got my doggies. I got my magic. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's going to be just fine. I'm going to get my kids and get my stuff back from the Frost. And like I said, I don't give a damn what Clay County does to the Frost. I could care less. As long as I get my money and get my kids and get left the hell alone, I don't care. They need, but they're giving me the Sester property, which means they're going to have to go back to Ohio any goddamn way. If they don't go to jail, because they, going over to someone's house and manipulating them into kicking somebody off the property is not legal. Okay. That's not a legal real estate transaction. Okay. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That's not legal. Okay. So yeah, the property was obtained by illicit means, and under real estate law, Vaughn, they went to the courthouse and filled up. I don't care if they filled out 100 papers. I don't care if they filled out 100 pieces of paper. It was gotten by illicit means, which means anything they done is null and void anyway. Okay, you can't use the law to break the law, folks. Okay, it doesn't work that way. All right, it doesn't work that way, and that's what these trolls on YouTube are going to find out to their chagrin. You can't use the law to break the law, because it's going to come back on you hard, really hard. Anyway, that's where we're at. And so I wanted to kind of give you an update and let you know that there's no way I can lose. He walked into district court with 2 fake documents. That's 2 felonies right there. He walked into family court and committed perjury. Now, that's not a felony. However, it doesn't bode well for him. So, yeah, he manipulated 2 courts of law. He's done. Stick a fork in him. When you manipulate 2 courts of law to destroy a man's family and his finances, there's no way they're going to be able to spin this and, oh, he's a good, upstanding Christian man. Yeah, good, upstanding Christian men don't go around destroying people's families and destroying people's finances and robbing them blind. Okay, that's not a good Christian man. Well, not supposed to be. Yeah, they're not going to be able to spin this. They were, I get these emails. I got some emails. I got several, actually. Solar Marshall's a drunk, or Solar Marshall's a drug addict. What does he care? What does he say? Why would you want him? And I said, listen, I don't care if Solar Marshall was drunk, high, and doing the Watusi or the backstroke. He still observed a group of people destroying a man's family and destroying his finances online. His testimony will hold up. He saw that shit. Drunk, high, or otherwise, he still saw it. So his testimony will hold up. Let me ask you this, Solar. Since you're right next door in Pennsylvania, would you care to testify in court if it gets down to that?
Oh, I'd love to come down there, man. Yeah, call me in there. I'll come to court. Yeah. What do I need to do? Come down and say, what do you need?
All you need to do is just come down and get on the witness stand and say what you know.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do.
Sure.
Now the other side would probably grill you,
Vaughn, are you going to be the one that asks me questions? That would be epic, right?
Well, I'll ask you questions too, but they'll probably get to ask you first. The defense usually gets to ask first. Okay, so what they'll do, their attorney will ask you a battery of questions about me and about what you know about me and about the fucking trolls, and then you just answer truthfully. That's all you got to do. Just answer truthfully. Then it'll be my turn to ask you some questions, and then that's it. You're out of there. He saw it happen, just like many, many other people saw it happen. Have you all forgotten that video of that man wearing the suit and tie? Sent me a video saying, Von Helton, I don't personally like you, but what the trolls are doing to you is illegal, immoral, and unethical, and I'll even help you get an attorney. I tried to reach out to the guy, but couldn't do it. But, this guy didn't even like me, makes a video saying, hey, what the trolls have done to your family is abhorrent. And then he gives a bunch of links to, lawyers and that sort of thing. Little did I know, though, that Frost and the trolls and their attorneys were sitting there filling all the Kentucky computers full of bullshit about me, Andrea, the kids, my mom, my dad, all of that. So that when I go online and I call somebody and I get on the phone with them, they either get angry and hang up on me, or they cuss me out, or one lawyer called me a crazy conspiracy theorist. They put all kinds of filth in the computers about me. So one of the conditions of the court case is that all those computers get scrubbed. I mean, I can't even call somebody to clean the fucking house. That's horrible. So anyway, we're going to get that done too. We're going to put a restraining order against CPS so that the fucking YouTube trolls can't use CPS to destroy whatever marriage or family I have left, which should have been done a long time ago, but for whatever reason, Judge Harris decided not to do it. He should have. I mean, after about the second or third time a CPS being called by people that aren't even fucking American, you would think Harris would have been like, okay, these people aren't even fucking Americans, let alone living in Kentucky. I'm putting the kibosh on this shit and just stopping everything, and then put a restraining order on CPS. That's what he should have done. Well, he didn't do that, and so now it falls to circuit court to do it. And, Judge Lewis is like, we're talking about way too much money for me to handle, and so everything had to be switched over to circuit court. Not civil court. Civil court only goes to $50,000, folks. We're not going to civil court. We're going to circuit court. Now, the interesting thing about circuit court is that it can actually wear two hats. It can wear a civil hat and a criminal hat. What does that mean? That means that any information that is found in that case that is criminal can be bound over to a grand jury. Yes, it can. So the Frost walking into district court with 2 fake documents, the Frost committing perjury in family court, the Frost paying people to go into family court and lie, that's all going to come out. It's all proven in a court of law. Documents are everywhere. Multiple documents, thankfully. And so, because, Vaughn, they'll just scrub all the documents. No, I don't think so, because I know where copies are. Oh, yes, I do. I know where copies are. So scrubbing the documents ain't going to help them. Not at all. Are you hearing me, Frost? Are you hearing me, Mr. Stivers? Scrubbing the documents will not help you. There are copies out there. I made damn sure of that shit. So, we'll go in and we'll just empty all the documents out. We'll get rid of all the documents. Like you did over there at Clay M's office. I called Clay M's office. I said, yeah, man, I want to get my child support that you owe me, my back child support. Well, we don't have any record. I said, what? We don't have any record of you being married. We don't have any record of the divorce. We don't have any record of you contacting us. We don't have any record of you emailing us. And I'm like, say what? Somebody went in and literally wiped out all the information about me. Now, they did manage to find where I'd paid $1,500. But yeah, they scrubbed all the information. Gee, I wonder who did that, Mr. Stivers. I wonder who did that. Mr. Stivers. Anyway. So, yeah. But this time, scrubbing all the documents, just deleting all the documents ain't going to help you, Mr. Stivers, because I have copies. And I know other people that have copies. See, unlike you, I'm about 5 places ahead of you. And so what I done, I made copies of everything, and I sent them out in manila envelopes to certain individuals. And if you decide to do something really, really fucking stupid, all those manila envelopes suddenly get opened. Imagine that. Isn't that fucking amazing? So no, scrubbing the information is not going to help you, Mr. Stivers. No, it is not. It's not going to help you one bit. Now, I'm going to win this case. The Frosts, whether they go to jail or not, is immaterial. They're going to have to give me all my shit back. They're going to have to give me the Sester property. Now, you say, well, what about all your dad's stuff that was sold? That's a good question. And the answer to that is, I don't fucking know. That shit may be gone for good. I don't know. I mean, it was illegally sold, but it's in the possession of a third party, and that makes things complicated. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, though, doesn't matter. This is going to end. And it's going to end for my benefit and their detriment. And then, trolls and haters, I'm coming for you. Just like I promised. You cannot stop what's coming. You cannot.